This is Joanna, and I'm going to be walking you through this session today. Before we begin, I have some information for you, and I'm going to read it to make sure that I cover everything. You probably already have a good idea of why we asked you here, but let me go over it again briefly. We're asking people to try using a web site that we're working on so we can see whether it works as intended. The first thing I want to make clear right away is that we're testing the site, not you. You can't do anything wrong here. In fact, this is probably the one place today where you don't have to worry about making mistakes. As you use the site, I'm going to ask you as much as possible to try to think out loud to say what you're looking at, what you're trying to do, and what you're thinking. This will be a big help to us. Also, please don't worry that you're going to hurt our feelings. We're doing this to improve the site, so we need to hear your honest reactions. Do you have any questions so far?
No.
Okay, before we look at the site, I'd like to ask you just a few quick questions. First, what's your occupation?
A student.
What do you do all day?
I usually study or go to class.
Now, roughly how many hours a week altogether, just a ballpark estimate, would you say you spend using the internet, including web browsing and email at work and at home?
Ooh. Well, I do my homework off of Blackboard, so probably like 5 hours a day.
And what's the split between email and browsing, a rough percentage?
Well, I don't necessarily browse as much as I go on Blackboard, and I wouldn't consider that browsing. But email, I check my email like 6 times a day.
What kinds of sites are you looking at when you browse the web?
My most common are probably Facebook and Netflix, and, well, besides Blackboard, because that's my number one, and email.
Do you have any favorite websites?
I love Netflix.
Okay, great. We're done with the questions and we can start looking at things. First, I'm going to ask you to look at this page. I gotta open it first. And tell me what you make of it. What strikes you about it, whose site you think it is, what you can do here, and what it's for. Just look around and do a little narrative. You can scroll if you want to, but don't click on anything yet.
I think it looks like characters from Archer. Well, because they are. It also looks like Joe's work because that's totally characteristic of something that she would do.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you to try doing some specific task. I'm going to read each scenario out loud, and again, as much as possible, it will help us if you can try to think out loud as you go along. Scenario 1. You want to find out where Joanna is going to school and what she is studying.
Okay. I would go to about. Yep. I learned about you.
Okay, scenario 2. You want to find the photo of a flamingo on a boat.
I'm gonna go to photos.
It's not actually a flamingo, by the way, when it pops up. I don't know what kind of bird it is.
That looks like
Who knows?
I don't know. I was trying to sound smart.
Scenario 3. You want to know how the user creates their graphic designs.
Creation?
Correct. Yeah, let's slow. Scenario 4. You then become curious about her graphic design and you want to find the graphic design of the octopus.
Graphics. Ah, that's a cool octopus.
Thanks. Scenario 5. Go back to the home page. That was a really easy one.
That was.
Scenario 6. You want to contact Joanna. In order to contact her, what are the 3 requirements?
Well, I go to contact. I need to enter my first name, my last name, and my email as well. So that's my contact information. I have to specify my gender, and I need to specify a reason for contacting Joe, such as photography, graphic design, and about. Additional comments.
That was very helpful. Do you have any questions for me now that we're done?
No, you've got a great website here.
Thank you, Sarah.